I know it's gonna sound so cliche, but I do enjoy the locals here in Italy. What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jaleesa. If you're new here, now that we're in the month of June, it means that we have officially hit our 1-year anniversary being in Italy. I cannot believe that it's been an entire year that we've been living in Italy, and I'm super happy and blessed that we have had this amazing opportunity to live in this beautiful country. Now, if you are a subscriber and you've been following my channel, you know that I did a video not too long ago on some of the annoying things that kind of get under my skin about Italy. I thought it would be a good idea to share with you all the things that I love about Italy. So let's just go ahead and jump into it. The first thing I absolutely love about living here in Italy is the Italians' love and appreciation for children. This is truly a kid-friendly country. If you're thinking about visiting Italy on a trip and you're concerned about having children, I would go ahead and book the trip, because anywhere that you visit, whether you're coming to Naples, whether you're going to Rome or Milan, they are going to be super welcoming and accommodating to you and your child or children. I know I have had some Italians commenting on my videos, sharing their insight and perspective about living here and growing up here in this country. So I do appreciate that, and I thank you all for commenting and sharing your thoughts, whether good or not so great. But I have heard a reoccurring theme when it comes to Italians, and there is just a strong emphasis and prioritization with family, spending time with your family and enjoying your family. I've seen it with my own eyes, and I know people have shared it in the comment section of my videos, and I think that is probably one of the key reasons that contributes to why the Italians are just super kid friendly. I know as an American, we as a country are always, touting and talking about how we want the best for our children. And, we're always trying to fight for certain laws, rules, and regulations that are going to be helpful to our youth. But I don't always feel like we practice what we preach. And I just feel like being here in Italy and Europe as a whole, you can tell that the citizens of this country just really do value and appreciate children. I've noticed that when I have gone to bars, aka cafes here out in Italy, the children are allowed to just kind of run free and play and be children inside the establishment. Again, coming from America, if your child is like bouncing on the restaurant, furniture, or playing, choo-choo trains in the restaurant, doing relay races, like that is frowned upon back home. But here it's the mindset is these are children and children will be children, so let them be children. Literally, I have seen people move chairs around in restaurants so the children can just play. That is like the number one thing I love about Italy. I'm not gonna lie, y'all, because this country is so kid friendly. I have for a split second thought about having another child, but I'm just gonna let y'all know right now, that ain't happening. You will not see any pregnancy announcements on my channel anytime soon. So the next thing I love about living in Italy is the food. Now, again, if you've been watching my channel, you know in the past I have not been the biggest fan of Italian food. We were expecting to go out to restaurants and the food just be mind-blowing, and it's been good, but it hasn't been something that has blown us away. I will say, after living here for a year, I have had to, one, rethink my relationship with food in general, and two, I've also had to come to the realization that American Italian is not the same as Italy Italian. It's just two different Italian food. American Italian food is very much Americanized. It's got a lot of seasonings. They add the extra oomph to it that we as Americans are used to and we love. I have learned and I have now accepted the fact that food here, especially eating out in restaurants, it's all about the freshness. You know, yes, they add a little salt here, but it's all about the freshness of the food, the freshness of the ingredients, not so much the added seasonings and sauces and things of that sort that I thoroughly love and enjoy when I eat food. So I've had to reprogram my mindset when it comes to eating Italian food. Now, when it comes to reassessing my relationship with food, I don't think it's a secret anymore that the American food system is a little questionable when it comes to just the additives that are allowed and permitted to be incorporated into our food back home in the States that in some countries are very much illegal. I will say being out here, it's a certain peace of mind and a good reassurance to know that like when I go to the grocery store here, that the food is just more fresh and it's not as genetically modified as I believe the food is back home in the United States. It makes me feel really good knowing that I'm gonna go to the grocery store and the food is not going to be that processed. And I will say, as a military spouse, while I do have base access, of course, to go and shop on base and do my grocery shopping on base, I rarely go to the commissary, rarely. And if I go to the commissary, I'm really getting very uniquely American items. Oh yeah, one last thing about the food, I am a big lover of gelato since I moved here. And yes, gelato means ice cream in Italian, but I promise you, gelato and ice cream are not the same thing. Gelato is 10 times better. You cannot convince me that gelato and ice cream are the same because I hated ice cream back in the States and I love gelato here in Italy. I love the fact that living here in Italy is extremely affordable. Now, I will preference this and say that I understand that my situation is completely different. I understand that, you know, for lack of a better term, I am speaking from a place of privilege. I am an American woman and I am getting paid an American salary. And my husband, you know, gets paid an American salary. We're a two-income household. When I say things are extremely affordable here, that may not hit the same way as someone else who does not have our income and not bringing in what we're bringing. I did a video breaking down our cost of living here in Italy as a military family. And while there are certain things that we do have to pay a little bit more for because we're connected to the military, we get a lot of financial benefits and bonuses living out here as a military family in Italy. And just everyday common items here in Italy just are a lot more affordable and are cheaper than what we would pay in the United States. I talk to my family very regularly and I have heard the cost of eating out is insanely ridiculous. I have, you know, family members that are, you know, going out for like happy hour at Mexican restaurants back home and are paying like $70. Our favorite restaurant, we are able to have like a 4-course meal and 2 cocktails and we're paying like 70 euros. And Parker has a meal. Aside from eating out, I know childcare back home, from what I've heard and from what I've experienced before we moved out here, is night and day difference. We were paying $292 a week sending our daughter to daycare back in the States, but here in Italy we pay like 350 euros a month. Our month-to-month, day-to-day expenses are extremely affordable and I appreciate that. It allows us more financial resources to do the things that we enjoy, like me, shopping, traveling, spending time as a family, going out to eat. That if we were back in the States, I definitely feel like we would be a little strapped financially, just with how much the cost of living has increased back home and with, you know, the additional expenses that we would have to take on, given that if we were to go back to the States, we would no longer get a housing stipend to cover our rent here in Italy. So the cost of living is very, very Gucci out here. Love it. The next thing I really love about Italy is the fact that I feel like Italy is perfectly located to travel a lot, especially Naples, Italy. It is perfectly located for you to get in and out of Naples and to explore other parts of this country or to go to other countries. We have visited 3 other cities in Italy and literally we just got on the train. Like, being here in Naples, it's so great, like, because you can just get on a train and in an hour you can go to Rome, and you could do that once a month. You know, you can do that every weekend if you want to. Like, it's nothing to get on the train and go to Rome. The longest train ride we've taken has been up to Milan, and that was 5 hours. And aside from traveling on by train, flying, I feel like most of the trips that we've gone on, they've not been longer than like 2.5 hours. It's been really, really easy and smooth to leave Naples and go to other places. And even staying in this Naples area, there's so much to do. Like, I am still uncovering and unlayering all the things that there are to explore here in Naples. Although Naples does not have the same city oomph as Rome or Florence or Milan, there's still a ton of things to do here, and Naples has a lot of character that I appreciate. Like, Naples is a very unique city, and I guarantee you, if you come to Naples and you visited like Rome or Milan or Florence, like, Naples is in a league of its own. Lastly, the thing I really do enjoy and love about living here in Italy is the people. I know it's gonna sound so cliche, but I do enjoy the locals here in Italy. I think it makes Italy, especially makes Naples. I'm not gonna sit here and say all of my interactions have been the greatest. I'm not gonna sit here and say that all of my interactions have been the sweetest. Naples is a large city. It's the 3rd largest city in Italy. So as you would expect in America, when you go to when you're in a large city, you're gonna have some great positive people, and you're gonna have some people that's like, I ain't fooling with you. But I can say that any of the locals that I have interacted with on like a personal level, whether it's having a conversation, whether we're out in a restaurant, whether we need help, the locals have been very, very helpful and nice. I don't know if I shared this with you all, but we were out one evening getting dinner, and my husband, the lovely person that he is, we parked our car in a train station parking lot, and he forgot the parking ticket. And you would think that, you know, we could just, you know, press a few buttons, pay a little extra money to get out, but that was not the case. And we literally spent about an hour in the parking lot trying to get out. And I have to shout out the woman walking her dog that saw us in Parker and was able to help communicate for us as we called Rome, out of all places. Like, we had to call Rome to get somebody to help us to get our car out of the parking lot. But again, it just shows that, you know, the people here are really, really nice. Those are the 5 things that I love about Italy. I could continue going on and on, but I wanted to keep it to 5. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I have some more, you know, great videos coming up, and we are traveling this month. We are going to Portugal. Super, super excited to go to Portugal. Look, if you know, you know. If you are someone who aspires to move abroad and live overseas, you know, people have been putting on for Portugal for a while now. And so I'm excited to see if Portugal is like really living up to the hype. And I cannot wait to share it with you all. So you're not gonna wanna miss that. So please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And if you enjoyed all the things that I loved about Italy, then you may be curious to know what I find annoying about Italy. So make sure you check that video out next.